Hello, everybody. Um, I'm coming to y'all today. I wanted to discuss some information I recently found out about, uh, and I want to talk about Aaliyah. She was a beautiful young lady. Her career could have been great. I think she would have been greater than Beyonce. So, what I'm learning is that some new evidence have came forward, and it looks like they are pushing to try to solve her case. Was it murder, or was Aaliyah sacrificed by the Illuminati so Beyonce could be on top? So according to Dane Dash and Kanye West, they have really been pushing, and other people pushing to have this case open and seen as a murder investigation. And I guess because knowing that her plane went down and they said that Aaliyah was unconscious when they put her on this plane, somebody slipped her sleeping pill. So she didn't even know she was on the plane. She didn't want to fly uh, in a small plane. And then it falls back onto the producer because somebody had offered her a bigger plane and the producer took that plane. And so now you got people looking at the producer as he was dirty too. Uh, but it's some things that I did find out, and I wanted to sort of share that with you. Um, Let me see which one I'm going to start with because I have several I wanted to play. Okay, let me start this one first. And then I wanted to play it. Okay, what's going on? I don't know if I shared that. Let me see. Okay, let me see what we are doing. Okay, and I'm going to play this.
Now listen, Aaliyah's ex-boyfriend Dane Dash has finally broken his silence and revealed why he believes Aaliyah's death might have been a setup. In a recent interview, Damon revealed some specific details that points towards the fact that Aaliyah might have been murdered, which just confirms what her fans have always believed in. Now, I know it's been 20 plus years, but Damon's new revelations are making me wonder, like, who really needed Aaliyah gone? Was it because of the money, or was there something Aaliyah knew that they didn't want getting out into the world? And was scared that they were next on this person's target list. Well, hold on to your edges, Barbies, because I'm going to be walking y'all through all that mystery and spilling some major tea, because y'all deserve to know the truth, and y'all know that's how we do it over here. Now, y'all know Aaliyah and how great her music was. She was that one artist in the 90s that had everyone believing that she was going to shake up the world. I mean, she had it all: extreme talent, hard work, beauty, a great sense of style, a brilliant voice, and influence. Like, which is why when she died in 2001 in a plane crash, it left the entire world shook and her fans absolutely devastated. I mean, Aaliyah was that girl. I mean, oh, she was that girl. I looked up to her. When it came to that music, I'm talking about at the age of 12, she got her first record deal to release her debut album. And fans also loved her because she killed it every time she was on stage. She was so good that she easily could have given any artist today a run for their money.
The coat she wore was a fireman's jacket. And literally people were selling and buying fireman jackets after she wore that. Began to be a kind of a trend, and that's when Aaliyah was kind of getting recognized right off the bat as somebody that had her finger to the pulse of style. And she went on to wear some iconic outfits.
Right. The trajectory of the world would have been a lot different had she been on this planet, because she was an opinion leader. She was one of those people that if she did something first, everyone followed suit.
And honestly, every time I think about her and how big she could have been, it just really breaks my heart. But, now new details have started to emerge to show that her death was more shadier than we all thought. Okay, so let's start with Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson, real quick. Now, see, he was the one who brought Aaliyah to the spotlight, and he formed his own label, Black Ground Records, solely because of Aaliyah. And this was because it was so hard to get anyone to sign on Aaliyah despite her being overly talented. And he also knew that with Aaliyah's talent, the payout was going to be huge, y'all. But at some point, rumors had it that Aaliyah was about to switch labels, and that must have scared him because his whole business, honestly ran around Aaliyah's talent. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but it's just so sus that after Aaliyah died, Barry got $90 million. This was revealed by his own former partner, Ayatollah Mob.
Barry, when Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death.
This is something that wouldn't have happened for Barry if she had switched labels. And when you think of how she shouldn't have been in the Bahamas or have taken that plane, you just find that some things aren't adding up. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. This user said he was mad that she was leaving his record label to go to Atlantic Records. And there's also the part where he was fighting with his sister Aaliyah's mom, Diane Halton, to release the catalog and the rest of her music. You guys do remember how he was close buddies with R. Kelly, right? Until the very end. Even when the story broke that Kelly took advantage of Aaliyah, then there's the case of Hype Williams, the Rock the Boat music video director who made sure Aaliyah flew out to the Bahamas, even though they had used a green screen to shoot most of the video in Miami. And nobody should bring up natural scenery because Miami has a good deal of beaches that would have done justice to the video just fine. Even Damon wasn't down for that, and that he had to warn Aaliyah. He really wanted more money because he categorically told her not to go.
You didn't want her to go, did you?
No. When she actually saw the plane, she we had the Blackberries, and she said, "I don't like this plane." And I was like, "Well, don't get on it." And she was like, "Well, I got to because I got work to do. She got on the plane, and she always had a very serious fear of planes in general. So she had to overcome a fear to get on that plane on the way there.
I mean, aside from Damon warning her, Aaliyah was also very scared of flying and only flew when it was necessary and when there was a family member beside her. But on this fated journey, she was all alone. And then there's the private jet that Lenny Kravitz sent her, which Hype blocked and took for himself. Like, why would he do that?
But what I was really more tight about was that I had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet and that Hype had took the jet. So that's what really pissed me off about the situation when I heard about that.
But it gets even more disturbing from here. So Aaliyah saw this plane and was like, nah, I'm not getting on that. But someone on the crew gave her a sleeping pill and carried her onto the plane. What? According to a witness called Kingsley Russell, said that Aaliyah's team took her out of the van and she didn't even know she was getting boarded on a plane. I mean, that is just plain bizarre, y'all. Reacting to this, one user said there was too many red flags present to call the plane crash an accident. Aaliyah having a fear of flying and her allegedly wanting out of her contract, and none of her immediate family accompany her? Yeah, I don't know about that. But it gets even more crazy. According to several reports, there was a lot of shady things going on with the pilot, Luis Morales, as well. The first was that at the airport, he categorically stated that the cargo plane that Aaliyah and her crew were about to get on wasn't safe for flight. He said that it was carrying too much load, which made it overweight. And then again, Morales was not even authorized to fly that plane, or any plane for this matter, because his license to fly was revoked by the FAA. Then there was the story that the FAA inspector who checked out Aaliyah's flight committed suicide soon after the crash happened. Now, I'm not saying that this is the reason, but could it be that his death had to do with what happened to Aaliyah? Like, just think about it for a second. Unfortunately, after the takeoff, the plane crashed about 200 feet from the runway. Aaliyah and 7 of the 8 others on board were killed instantly. On August 31st, Aaliyah was buried in Manhattan, and over 800 people attended the funeral procession, including a number of high-profile celebrities. But did you know who never showed up? Hype Williams. In fact, he has been silent on Aaliyah's death, and he has refused to talk about what happened in the Bahamas. Listen, I'm just so heartbroken that those who were meant to keep Aaliyah safe didn't do their due diligence, and all of it just seems too shady for it to be a coincidence. You know, even Mary J. Blige had to speak on it and called it a quote unquote spiritual murder. I don't even know what to say.
I just know that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people...
Like, all these just go to show that there was a lot going on behind the scenes when it came to Aaliyah's death. And although it's been 20 years, most of her fans still haven't recovered from the shock and just need closure and need justice to be served. Like this user who said, I definitely think Aaliyah's case should just get reopened. The fact that Hype disappeared after Aaliyah's death was suspicious. Her death doesn't seem right. I agree. And this other user also said, yes, this case needs to be reopened. Baby girl's soul isn't resting because she wants justice. Aaliyah was set to change the industry and do things her own way. And many people have just said that maybe that was why they had to put a stop to her. Like, I really hope that she gets justice and all her fans and her family get closure. But tell me what you think. Was Aaliyah's death really planned? Or was it just a wild series of coincidences? Leave your comments below, and I'll see y'all.
Okay. So that made me wonder, was I had another one that I wanted to play, but that was more or less Dane Dash digging into because him and Aaliyah was dating at the time, and I know that broke his heart when Aaliyah, what happened to Aaliyah. But I also found out that Dane Dash felt like it was a planned murder because Rockefeller, that was with Jay Z and R. Kelly. And you know, R. Kelly had tried to marry Aaliyah when she was 13 because he thought she was pregnant, and the family had it annulled. And I think that was when the record came out, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, that he had produced for her, but he was also fell in love with her. But she was too young to be married. So basically, he was raping and molesting her because she was too young. Uh, but I do want to go. Kanye West was talking about Jay Z, and I wanted to play that and let me know what y'all think about this.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't have jobs.
Kanye West, who is known for his unpopular opinions, has come forward with claims Beyonce of carrying out sacrifices in Hollywood. According to regard someone. Not only that, fans now demand that the investigation should be reopened to give Aaliyah her due justice. But are they really behind Aaliyah's sacrifice? Can we really believe Kanye's tattletale, or is he just trying to get the attention back to himself? Stick with us to find out. For years, Kanye West's relationship with Beyonce and Jay-Z were considered to be one of the best friendships in Hollywood. Their bond seemed so real that we thought their friendship would definitely last forever, but that was not the case. Soon their friendship was no longer the same and they seemed to be falling apart. Now the relationship between the three pop stars got worse and worse. According to the sources, they barely speak to each other anymore. But it doesn't stop Kanye from speaking his mind.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm appreciative.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
He clearly said that his mother was sacrificed with many others, and still nobody is standing up against the supposedly cruel organization. Looks like people who can't be controlled can only be traumatized or go missing. Well, we all know Kanye always speaks whatever is on his mind, and nobody can stop him from doing that. Whether he's expressing his anti-Semitic views or exposing people for carrying out human sacrifices, Kanye's always going to let us know about his opinions.
Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. This truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puppies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail. And even if they did figure out a way.
Well, again, Kanye just went out with all his heavy claims. And if you still didn't get the meaning behind his bizarre claims, then we can explain it for you. Kanye hinted that a lot of celebrities are involved in human sacrifices. Now, he didn't exactly say this, but just insinuated it. But we are just good with cracked votes. Besides, he claimed that he couldn't be controlled by the people running Hollywood because he hasn't killed anyone. But then again, he gave us a list of people who could be controlled. And this leads us to the logical conclusion that he's hinting about the people who are involved in the Illuminati organization and have taken innocent lives before. That's what Kanye exactly did. They can't control me. They can control Shaq and Charles Barkley, and they can control LeBron James. They can control Beyonce and Jay-Z. Ain't no name I won't say. It's up. Even fans believe Kanye at this point and gave him their full support, saying, I believe it, especially when Beyonce talks about using the Bible pages as a tampon. Evil controls both Jay-Z and Beyonce. She wouldn't be as big of a star if Aaliyah was still with us, but she was sacrificed. God bless you, Ye, for confirming the evil within these people. We love you, Ye. Stay safe.
By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? And Aaliyah's gone, and, you know. And when do you start questioning how lucky some motherfuckers keep getting?
Right.
Is it really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over and over?
Not only Kanye, but Jagger Wright also had some solid points to make regarding Aaliyah's death. According to her, when Aaliyah died, Beyonce's solo career was struggling, and all she needed was an empty spot that could make her popular overnight. Well, Aaliyah's death seems to be the needed push for her struggling career. And now look, she is known as the Queen of Many Hearts. Despite the reality that Aaliyah is now gone, till when are we going to let the same people benefit of the same kind of tragedy over and over again? It's high time that they should pay for their crimes. Even fans are praising Jaguar for standing up for their beloved songstress, saying, I will never forget Aaliyah. She will always be in my heart. I hate what the industry did to her. It's hard for me to hear her music nowadays without getting choked up. Her soul was love, endless love. You could see it in the way she treated other people. She was of pure heart. Thank you for speaking on this, Jaguar. Well, this isn't the first time Beyonce and Jay-Z have been accused of being involved in something shady. They have long been the subject of conspiracy theories and wild fantasies. The idea is that the two are members of the Illuminati and are strictly ushering a revolution, a new world order, brainwashing the public through music videos and dance routines.
When you see this, 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 when you see the checkerboards on the floor, when you see the skull and bones, when you see the signs and symbolism, when you slow down the music, Jay-Z new video with Nas and DJ Khaled, it's a scene where it's checkerboards. These are all occult, Satanist, symbolic symbols.
For several years, Jay-Z has made a hand signal that forms a triangle during his performances. This is supposedly meant to represent a diamond and has become synonymous with Jay-Z and his record label. Occasionally, Beyonce could also be seen flashing the hand signal, likely in support of her husband. But the triangle shape is somehow associated with the Eye of Providence. They said the eye is connected to a wide range of belief systems, including the Freemasons and Illuminati. Thus, conspiracy theorists believe that Jay-Z's iconic hand signal secretly signaling his devotion to the Illuminati. Also, you might have noticed, but there's already been suspicions about Beyonce's seemingly occultic side. As way back in 2018, Kimberly Thompson, Beyonce's former drummer, had accused the singer for extreme witchcraft and magic spells of molestation. Seemingly, this is what she said.
She claims that for some reason, Bey has started a campaign of harassment against her that includes extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and magic spells of sexual molestation. She also claims the Lemonade star murdered her kitten. Thompson believes Beyonce has been tapping her phones and controlling her finances. It's unclear why Thompson believes the singer is allegedly doing all this to her, but she is adamant it all stems from Bey.
Not only that, she further claims that Beyonce has been casting spells to keep her under her control, as much as using some mind control tactics to keep her tied down completely.
The entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, all just a very wicked tactic to just keep me down and keep me under some type of control.
Well, Thompson took things further by attempting to get a restraining order against Beyonce that would legally prevent Beyonce from even trying to contact her. But the judge turned down the motion because there was no clear evidence that can prove Beyonce posed any form of threat to Kimberly. On the other hand, Beyonce and Jay-Z are well aware of the increasingly bizarre theories that surround them. To get back to the haters, Beyonce directly addresses them in Formation, her lyrics stating, "Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess." Still, some of Beyonce's fans chose to leave her side, giving the speculation that she might be related to the Illuminati, saying, "I've been one of the greatest fans of Beyonce, but I'm no longer her fan because many times I've sensed a glimpse of satanic vibes within her." Aaliyah's death rippled throughout the entertainment industry and drew an outpouring of grief from her fans worldwide. But not long after, whispers began to spring up that there was more to Aaliyah's death than what was being revealed. And soon, conspiracy theories that ranged from the pilot being a fake to the Illuminati murdering Aaliyah to pave the way for Beyonce surfaced. And eventually, it became impossible to tell fact from fiction anymore. At this point, some might ask, among all the pop stars, why Beyonce? Well, the two singers shared very similar roots, hailing from an R&B background with a budding acting career on the side. This proved that both the singers were pursuing the same dream, and apparently only one of them would be allowed to achieve it. According to his theory, the Illuminati goes for Beyonce to carry on the legacy because Aaliyah was trying to get out of it anyways, according to rumors at least. Looks like fate was at play, and now Beyonce is among us as the chosen queen. Right now, Beyonce's fans are scattered all around the world, and she is at the top of her game. But don't forget, her luxurious life is built on someone else's dream. Because we know that Aaliyah was a huge competition for Beyonce, and she had to be eliminated for Beyonce to rise to the top of the industry. Well, we can't take away anything from Beyonce because she's incredibly talented too. However, Aaliyah was original and unique with her own style and sound. Even now, she influences many female artists, and deep down, Beyonce always wanted to be like her. While there are many other conspiracies encompassing the baby girl's death, nothing can be set in stone till the case is reopened. Such a heartwarming celebrity sacrificed in the name of an accident still does not sit right with people. Now fans want justice for Aaliyah, and those who are involved behind the scenes need to be punished for their sins. One of them commented, "I think everyone had a weird feeling when Aaliyah died. It just didn't feel right. To those who orchestrated the setup and death of Aaliyah are going to pay." That's it for today. Until next time.
Okay, so what I have after listening to that, you have a lot of people thinking that Beyonce and JC had something to do with sacrificing Aaliyah. Um, I would like for closure to come to that. It was odd for Aaliyah to a plane to just crash with all them on board. Uh, it was unreal. Could she have been sacrificed? I don't know. I would like to know what y'all think about it. Um, so leave some comments and let me know how y'all feel about it. Do you think Aaliyah was sacrificed so Beyonce could be the star because only one of them could be a star? Uh, and was Beyonce jealous of Aaliyah? Yes, because Aaliyah used to date Jay Z when they were younger. And so you do have that sense of jealousy in there. Uh, I don't know how all of them, because Jay Z and Dane Dash was friends, and Art Kelly was friends with Jay Z. But Dane Dash was like when the Rockefeller tour came out, he didn't understand why Jay Z would go and hook up with R. Kelly, knowing that R. Kelly had molested Malia and did Malia wrong um, through their relationship. So he said he didn't want to be a part of it, and I think that's what broke him up with Jay Z. The Rockefeller tour with R. Kelly. Um, But to me, I think all of them has dated Aaliyah. Um, but I think in the end, she really cared for Dane Dash. So I hate that happened to her. She was a beautiful young lady. I do feel like if Aaliyah was here, a lot of people wouldn't have jobs because she was making movies. Uh, she was singing. She had a beautiful voice. She could dance. Uh, a lot of people wouldn't be in the positions they are in if Aaliyah was still here. So did they sacrifice her? Yeah, they could have. Yeah, definitely. I do believe that. But I do hope justice will come. Um, and let me know what y'all feel about it. Do y'all feel like she was sacrificed so Beyonce could be the star? Uh, and this is all allegedly, but I would like to know how other people feel about it. All right. Subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and leave me a comment because I love reading your comments. They're great.